Let's talk about burnout. We all know the feeling, right? But what if we've got it all wrong? I mean, completely wrong. Today, we're going to dive into some really powerful ideas from Sean G. Murphy. He suggests that our exhaustion isn't about doing too much. It's actually about being too little of who we really are.
Okay, so let's just jump right in with a pretty wild idea. Think about it. We're always told that burnout is from, a crazy schedule, working way too hard. But what if that's just not the real story? What if the problem isn't how much you're doing, but how much of that work actually feels like, well, you?
And this right here, this is the idea that just changes the whole game. You know that exhaustion? I'm talking about that deep, down-to-your-bones tired feeling. Well, what if it has nothing to do with your to-do list? What if it's your soul's way of screaming that the life you're living, it just isn't yours? And if that's true, it reframes everything, right? Because no vacation, no productivity hack in the world can fix a life that just doesn't fit.
So, okay, if burnout isn't just about being overworked and tired, then what in the world is it? Let's really dig in here, go way past the surface level stuff, and find out what's actually going on.
And here's a totally different way to define it. Burnout isn't just being tired, it's friction. Yeah, friction. It's that constant, nagging, energy-sucking resistance you feel when there's a gap between who you really are deep down and the person you're pretending to be every single day.
So let's break this down. On one side, you've got the standard view, right? The symptom is fatigue. The cause, overwork. The solution, just get some rest. But this other, deeper view, it's totally different. The symptom isn't fatigue, it's friction. The cause isn't overwork, it's misalignment. And the solution, well, it's not just rest, it's inquiry. It's about starting to ask yourself some really, really tough questions.
I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Think about it. It's like you're an actor, and you're on stage playing a role. All day, every single day. You're wearing a mask, you're pushing down who you really are, and that performance is absolutely exhausting. Maybe you're a super creative person stuck in a job that's all spreadsheets and rules, or you're a total introvert who has to be on and charming for clients 10 hours a day. It's no wonder you're tired. You're burning out from being in character.
All right, so if the cure isn't rest but asking questions, what are those questions? Well, that's what we're getting into next. Think of this as your own personal diagnostic tool, a set of 10 questions designed to shine a big, bright light on where that friction is coming from in your life.
But here's a heads up. These are not your typical find the easy answer kind of questions. This isn't a checklist you just blow through. See, the right questions are supposed to be a little uncomfortable, a little disruptive. They're meant to shake things up, because that's exactly where real, meaningful change actually starts.
Okay, here they are, the 10 questions. These are designed to cut right through the noise and get to what's real. They're about what you truly want, the values you're actually living by, what you're running from, and hey, whose approval are you chasing anyway? I'm just going to read them out, and I really want you to listen. See which one just kind of hits you, okay? Number 1, what do I actually want? How would I spend my day if there were no outcome to prove? Whose values am I living by? What am I avoiding by staying so busy? What part of me have I suppressed just to succeed? Would I still be doing this if nobody admired me for it? What is my body trying to tell me? How would my life change if success was defined by inner peace? Who am I trying to impress and why? And the last one, what small act of rebellion could I take today?
And that's why these questions are so critical. So much of the time, we're basically running on an old operating system, right? A set of beliefs we just downloaded from our parents or society or our job, and we never stop to ask, hey, does this programming even work for me anymore? Being loyal to beliefs you never actually chose for yourself, that is a surefire recipe for burnout.
Okay, so think about the usual burnout cures. What do? We book a vacation. We try to sleep in on the weekend. We download a new meditation app. But if the real problem is this deep identity crisis, are those things just band-aids on a much bigger wound?
I mean, it's such a frustrating hamster wheel, isn't it? You get completely burned out, you take a break, you rest up, and you recover just enough to get thrown right back into the very same fire that burned you out to begin with. It's like you're just recharging your batteries so you can keep powering a life that doesn't even feel like your own. And unless you fix the root problem, that cycle is just going to keep on spinning.
So maybe we need to completely flip the script on how we think about burnout. What if it's not a sign of weakness? What if it's actually valuable feedback? Think of it like a smoke alarm for your soul. It's a loud, annoying signal from your deepest self telling you, hey, this isn't right. This isn't you.
We are way off course here.
So, if taking a week off isn't the real answer, and, let's be honest, blowing up your whole life isn't exactly practical for most of us, then what do you do? Well, the path forward starts small, really small, with something called small acts of rebellion.
And don't let the word small fool you. These little rebellions are incredibly powerful because they go straight for the real heart of burnout. See, the problem isn't that you can't handle the work. It's that feeling of having zero control. It's the sense that you're just a passenger in your own life. That's the feeling that's so incredibly draining.
And check out how this works. It's like a positive feedback loop. You perform one small act of rebellion. That proves to you that you're actually in charge, which brings back your sense of agency, your feeling of control. When you feel in control, you get your energy back. And when you have energy, well, you start to feel alive again. It's this amazing chain reaction that starts with just one tiny step.
And we're not talking about quitting your job on the spot here. These rebellions can be super simple. Seriously, maybe it's just saying no to that extra project you'd normally take on just to be a people pleaser. Or maybe it's just leaving the office 15 minutes early instead of sticking around to look busy. It could even be spending an hour doing something you love, painting, writing, whatever, with absolutely zero pressure for it to be useful or to turn it into a side hustle.
So, let's be super clear. The goal here isn't to detonate your entire life. It's much simpler and much more profound. It's about proving to yourself that you are still in the driver's seat. These little acts are just reminders that your choices matter, that you have agency, and that you can absolutely steer your life where you want it to go, one tiny, rebellious decision at a time.
And this all leads us to the ultimate question, the one that really matters. Look, our world is completely obsessed with productivity hacks, right? How could I do more? How can I be faster? But what if the most productive question you could ever ask isn't how, but why? Why am I even doing this at all? Answering that question with total honesty, well, that's the real first step. Not just to avoiding burnout, but to build a life that doesn't drain you, but actually truly lights you up.